other than the television showing the quick-cut, dim-lit scenes of horror. Jason crunched pumpkin seeds from the bowl between him and Jen. Both of them were stretched out, legs up on the reclining leather sectional. Nikki had been tucked into bed an hour ago after Jason peeled his sleeping arm from his candy bucket, Nicholas's head lolling on his shoulders in the recliner, while Linus camped out in the pumpkin patch waiting for the great pumpkin to come. The corpse-white mask of Michael Myers replaced Charlie Brown and Friends. Such a tame movie by today's standards, but watching it tonight, that death-masked figure lurking in the daylight from the periphery of normal life, watching from behind the hedge of a quiet neighborhood, between the billowing sheets of hanging laundry, and Jason felt himself watched, haunted. Not hunted like Jamie Lee Curtis flaying arms and stumbling down the street, "Oh God, somebody please help me!" But rather as if calm, dispassionate eyes looked on, patient, awaiting the inevitable. That bizarre dichotomy of finding pleasure in the discomfort. When he was a mortal in 17, he and his friends had taken First Street along the river at over 80 miles an hour, hit the ramped incline where the old railroad tracks sat, and broke free of the earth. They sailed for 3 long seconds upon the exhilaration of air. Earth came back upon them hard with a wallop that destroyed the transmission and exhaust system of the old Ford Fairlane. The 4 of them had laughed and cried and screamed, recharged with whatever life energy had been drained by the vacuum of high school and peers and authority bearing down on them. At that age, Jason was merely a reactive organism, a gauge of stimuli, primate survival confused by the perplexities of questions and emotions sweltering like a fever in him. The immortality of youth was simply ignorance, the lack of an essential concept to life. Yet, he had been aware that something was missing, something was out there waiting to be discovered. Was that why he had stepped into the field the other night? Was that what had compelled him to turn that ancient machine's crank? His stupidity at 17 could only be understood at the precipice of 40, halfway through the forest, when for a moment, standing somewhere between walking in and walking out, the compulsion hits to look up, look beyond, because the woods encroach and obstruct, and the only broad view will come at the terminus. He certainly had no perception of this at the time. Whether real or dream, he had no idea what sent his 40-year-old self into that field 2 nights ago. He did know that at 17, he and his friends were looking for the figure in the death mask, the one watching from the bushes, the one who would meet them at the end when the trees cleared to field.